ahead and play a little sing, play something for me? Play
Okay.
and sing something.
Oh, okay. This is the warm up. Let's do it.
Okay, 3, 4.
Much on the thought of a coat and tie. There ain't much good to a man wearing steel-toed boots from 8 to 5. He's been known to pop the top on the roof. As a little bonus for you YouTubers out there, subscribe. But put a B in the middle.
All right, let's have some fun.
Are we ready?
I'll count you down.
Okay. We'll just kick off the song. I'll just wait for a sec before I say the intro, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so you want to start with an intro?
Yeah, I'll start with the intro.
Okay.
Can I?
Water?
No, I'm fine. Actually, I want to see. Can I put this right here?
Put what?
The.
Oh
yeah. I'm just looking.
You want like right here?
Yeah, that's fine. Or you can lean it. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
All good.
There we go. Now we got lights.
Oh man,
Now
I'm
we
feeling
lit up.
festive.
Bright lights. Streaming. That's where we're at right here. Cool. All right. We're gonna have some fun here. We will go live in 5, 4, 3.
Well, hey y'all, welcome to RFD TV Live Music Mondays. My name is Ray Scott, and we're live from the 615 Hideaway. This is my good buddy P-Mo, Mr. Philip Moore right here. Some of you who've been following me for a long time will know who this man is. The rest of you might think he's Larry the Cable Guy. Just kidding,
Well,
P-Mo.
alrighty then.
We're going to start with an old one here. How about that?
3, 4.
Daddy wasn't much on the thought of a coat and tie. Much good to a man wearing steel-toed boots from 8 to 5. He's been known to pop the top on a roof. He came off a little rough sometimes, but the folks that know him knew. If you can
think that's close enough?
I think it is.
I'll even look at the tuner for this thing, man. Since it's you.
We're playing favorites today. Y'all pay attention to Philip's playing the whole time. Don't pay attention to mine. Look at this guy. That's why I brought him over here, because he's not only a beautiful man, but he can plumb pick a guitar. How about a little different kind of cowboy?
Sure.
Been a while, man.
Yeah, man, it
sounds good.
Oh, thank you.
For you guys out there, you'll realize how tough it is to bend strings and make it sound right on an acoustic guitar. This guy's got hands like a vice grip over here. Don't go there now.
No.
Well, y'all, me and this fella have been working together off and on for a long time. Since my first record deal back in, what was it, 05, I guess. Philip here was my co-writer, my producer, and he was my band leader, guitar player out on the road. And so we wrote a lot of songs together back then. We've written a few over the years, you know, just because it just comes so natural to us. And we kind of both grew up sort of the same way. I grew up in a little town in North Carolina. Population's about 800 people. And, the number never changes because every time a baby's born, some guy leaves town. So I left town back in 1994. Just kidding, sorry. You know. Now, but growing up, you know, we we were kind of what I would consider, especially nowadays, I'd consider maybe lower middle class or whatever. You know, we didn't know we weren't rich. We didn't know we weren't poor. You know, we had a good upbringing in the country. And one of the things we used to say when we were kind of just hanging out and kicking back is, I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. And a few years back, me and Philip were talking about it, and we decided that might make a good song, but we thought it'd be a good love song. So we put a little different spin on it. And we recorded it on my Crazy Like Me album, for some of you guys that have it. If you don't, I'd appreciate it if you go pick one up. They have it on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. And I need some new wheels for my house, people, so I'd appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, we wrote this song, and I had it out, and it's always been one of my favorites. And then 3 or 4 years later, a fellow by the name of Trace Atkins recorded this song. He's recorded a couple of mine. This is always a favorite, though. We got a styrofoam cooler in the back of my Chevrolet truck. We're reaching over the side for a brew because the tailgate's stuck. Couple lines in the water. Yeah, I think you got a bite. I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. We could have drove this old truck on into town, caught the 9 o'clock show. But I'd just as soon be sitting here with you, listening to the radio. I got your name on my left arm, and your body in my right. And I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. One's out there who ain't got nothing on us. They got everything else in the world, but it ain't enough. Wishing they were the owners of love like yours and mine. I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. The truth is, you and me, we can't buy a whole lot of fancy nice things. Fancy nice things. We ain't on a first name basis.
It's about them fancy nice things, like this water out here.
Man, what happened? It just went away.
Sometimes bad things happen to good songs, man. I don't know.
And good things happen to bad people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back up punt.
The truth is, you and me, we can't buy a bunch of fancy nice things. And we ain't on a first name basis. The folks down the bank. We know we've got it all. We turn out the lights. I wonder what the poor folks are doing tonight. The ones out there who ain't got nothing on us. They got everything else in this
was the extended version, wasn't it?
It was, man. It was good. It was good to help me get over this.
Never.
What's going on?
You'll
here?
never hear it
You
like that
understand?
again. Exactly. It's one of a kind.
You've all just witnessed a first.
I'll be changing guitars on this.
Got to thank this Nashville pollen for that whole deal. Well, again, y'all, my name is Ray Scott, and we're on Live Music Mondays here on RFD TV, Facebook Live. And thanks to everybody for watching RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel. I've been writing songs for a long time. By the way, anybody is welcome to comment, ask questions, anything you want to along the way. Now, what I don't get to right now, I'll get online a little bit later, and I'll go back and fish through some stuff, and anybody's got a question, just a comment, or anything you want to say to me, even if it's wrong, go right ahead, and I'll get back at you. Now, if it's bad enough, it might be a private message, because we can't be airing out our grievances in public, but I'm kidding. But a few years back, I got a divorce, and I'm sure some of you folks have been divorced as well. Otherwise, country music wouldn't speak to you, and can't understand why you'd even be watching this right now. But she was a good bunch of girls, and I'm just kidding. If you see this, I'm sorry. I got 2 ex-wives, though, so they don't know which one I'm talking about, so I'm good. My new wife, Stacy, she's always asking me if she's my favorite, and I tell her yeah. My granddaddy used to say, if you step in dog doo-doo twice, you'll step over it the 3rd time. So it's maybe we should just sing a song.
I'm going to stay out of this.
I'm totally kidding.
This one's quite a bit lower than the other one. But
in a rough spot, but I wrote this song with my good buddy Mark Stephen Jones, and we had a lot of luck with this song, especially on satellite radio. Sirius XM has been a big help to me as an independent artist over the last few years, and they played a lot. They played this song a lot, and especially social media has been a good thing for a lot of people, and me included. This song is one that a lot of people out there have kind of recorded versions of, and tag me in. They send me videos, and it's always such a thrill when anybody records a song you've written. But this one seemed to have struck a chord with a few folks, and I'm very thankful for that. So it goes something like this. Well, I ain't no bad guy or a loser. Lately, it's feeling that way. Last night I passed out with my boots on. Oh, it's a cold, lonely bed that I've made. 'Cause I ain't always in love when I make love. And sometimes I don't feel a thing. And I ain't often hurting when I medicate. I ain't always thirsty when I drink. Y'all, it ain't like I woke up this morning hoping I'd be drunk by noon, pouring my heart out to a bunch of Facebook Live strangers, all about the reason that I ain't still with you. when I drink. No, I ain't always thirsty when I drink. No, I ain't drunk. That's what I call winging it, man.
That was winging it. I think
You know, when it's live TV, man, you never know what's going to happen.
the battery done went on this one.
Oh, is that what it was?
I guarantee you that's what it was.
Great, we have some questions for you guys.
We got some questions. All right.
Jennifer would like to know when you first started to play the guitar.
Well, I know it sounds like it was a couple of weeks ago, but actually, I probably picked it up seriously maybe when I was about 19 or 20 years old. I didn't start when I was a kid, like a lot of people do, you know, and I never have become, you know, a really great player or anything. I learned to play guitar because I wanted to write songs, and I knew coming to Nashville that, you know, great guitar players literally are a dime a dozen here, and I wanted to really kind of concentrate more on being a unique writer, and I just don't know if I have it in me to be a great guitar player like this guy, but yeah, probably 19, 20 years old. He started probably in a former life and caught up.
I was about 10, I think.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We also have Rodney would like to know what brand of guitars you guys were using in the first song.
These are, well, in every song, these are Larrivee guitars, and I proudly have been playing those now for about 14 or 15 years at least.
Yeah.
Philip as well. You know, we just discovered they made a great guitar, and they were really great with us, working with artists. You know, over the years, it's been great. You know, they just make a good guitar, and it's not the most expensive guitar in the world, but it's not junk either, for sure. And we just love the way they feel and look. This one is completely custom. This is a D50, which they actually sprayed black for me. It's got my name in it and everything. And it's actually got this pick guard is something I designed myself. It's just a Shazam lightning bolt. So people ask me a lot of times what kind of guitar it is because they've never seen one like this. But it's
It's a
yeah,
Batman guitar.
it is a Batman guitar.
Pow.
I'm Batman. Fat Man and Blobbin up here. No, but I would highly recommend anybody to play Larrivee guitars. And Larrivee, if you're listening out there, I need a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
Craig would also like to know who your favorite artist to cover in your shows is.
Artists as in singular or artists? Either way, I don't know, you know, as far as what comes the most natural, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, guys like that. You know, I covered Billy Joe Shaver. You know, what's his name? Tom Paul Glaser. You know, I just, you know, I like the old guy. A lot of the guys, you know, I grew up on 70s stuff, hearing my dad listen to that stuff, not only listening to it, but singing it all the time. So Don Williams, you know, without a doubt, for sure. He's my favorite. So guys like that, for sure. Merle, you know. Any other questions? Anything of a, nothing filthy? Good, good. Well, there's a songwriter, singer in town. Well, she's all over now, but she was based in Nashville. Her name's Brandy Clark. I'm sure a lot of folks out there are real familiar with her. If you like great music, if you like great country music, you probably heard her, and I'm sure you know at least 1 or 5 of her songs, and you love them all. But known Brandy for a while. We worked with the same producer at one point, and I met her, I don't know, I guess probably 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. We were getting together one day, and we were going to write a song, and I was riding into town, and I remembered a conversation that we had. Basically, I spent a big part of my young life, as well as when I was in my first band in Raleigh, living in a trailer, in a mobile home. That's right, I was rich. But and I found out too, in talking to Brandy, that she grew up in Washington State, all the way across the country, And she grew up in a trailer as well, so we kind of had that in common. So we wrote this little song kind of celebrating that lifestyle. Sitting underneath the window AC, catching all the overdrift. Granny's in her bathrobe, sweeping off the porch, camel hanging off her lip. Three-legged sooner underneath the shady tree, tied to the trampoline. Cold fried chicken and a lukewarm beer. Come on, young'uns, let's eat. And the wheels on the house go round and round. Wheels on the house go round. We get tired of the view, we just move across town. Wheels on the house go underneath his rat tail. Mama just kicked her new boyfriend out. Daddy's getting out of jail. And the wheels on the house go round and round. Wheels on the house go round. We get tired of the view, we just move across town. Wheels on the house go round. Just jealous. You wish you had freedom like this. We don't need a moving van or a real estate man, just a rusty trailer head. And the wheels on the house go round and wheels on the house go round. Wheels on the house. We get tired of the view, we just move across town. Wheels on the house go round. Yeah,
pretty one.
That is pretty. You know, it's a heartfelt kind of song. Well, y'all, if anybody is interested in finding more music of any of the stuff that I've done and me and this fellow have done, I'm out there at rayscott.com. I'm on Facebook and at Ray Scott. On Twitter, I am at Reality Check. That's reality, not reality. My reality. And Ray Scott Music on Instagram. Y'all come seek me out. I'm out there. I appreciate everybody tuning in today and checking us out here. And we're always out on the road somewhere. This week I'm headed to Iowa City on Wednesday night. Then we got a couple of stops in Nebraska, in Norfolk, and near Omaha as well. Y'all check my website out for the exact locations, and I can't remember everything. I'm getting old, getting long in the tooth, people. But this guy and I wrote a song years ago. You know, we had a couple of cuts together, And, you know, we were still kind of getting started. I had just signed with Warner Brothers and had a first single out, and it was doing pretty well. And so we were riding high with that. Well, we also, a year or two before that, we had a couple of songs of ours cut by Randy Travis, which was a huge, huge deal for us. And God bless Randy Travis. I hope he's doing well. He recorded a song of ours called "Pray for the Fish" that has been a popular song with his shows, his live shows, and I also recorded it on my newest album. It's called "Guitar for Sale." So if anybody would like to pick that up, it's been out since last June. Now on the way, Randy actually years ago, back in I think '06 or '05, invited me to come out and open a show up for him out in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so we were excited to do so. You know, not only did I get to open the show for him, but I was able to sit out in the crowd and watch him play my song afterwards. But it was a long deadhead bus ride between here and there, and Philip and I were, you know, bored, and we didn't have a whole lot to do. So we wrote a couple of songs on the way out there, one of which is this song. Now, we'd written this song and even recorded it to go towards a second album at Warner Brothers Records. Well, I ended up leaving the label before that album came out. So the song had been sitting for a while. And so this last album, I decided after all these years to cut it because it's been still one of my favorites for a long time. And this is, I think, what we're going to put out as our next single here pretty soon. And I think anybody that's been in a failed relationship or one that feels like it's failing at the moment can relate to this. But this is one of our favorites. So 1, 2, 3. Something's up with you. You know, here lately, it ain't feeling like the honeymoon. Can't put my finger where we started heading south. Sure thing. We're a long, long way where we used to be. It was all night long. You got home. Used to be so drunk on my love. Baby, are you sober enough? Tell me, baby, did you find you another dream? Ah, did you take that first sip, baby, and then just pour me down the sink? That old buzz ain't wearing off. I see all of your silent claps over there. It's similar, but not quite the same. But thank you anyway.
We have a song request.
Oh, uh-oh. What we got?
Christina says, Ray, you got to sing a belly rubber. Leave This World would be an excellent choice.
A belly rubber, huh? Well, let's see. You don't even know that song, do you? I don't think.
I'll sit here and look pretty if you want to sing it.
Let's see. All right. Making sure I remember it. Tell Christina she owes me. Let's see. All right, we'll try it. We'll see if I can do it in this key. Lying here in the black of dust, nothing but the body heat between us. Moonlight's glow highlights your face. You're lost in dreams, I'm still awake. You look so beautiful. Girl, I won't leave one stone unturned. Gonna prove to you how much you're worth. For as long as life allows me to, and I'll leave this world loving you. I'll leave this world loving you. It's just a lucky few in this life get to have a heart as full as mine. If it's one more day or 100 more years, you won't be short of nothing long as I'm here. As long as I'm around. Girl, I won't leave one stone unturned. Gonna prove to you how much you're worth. For as long as life allows me to, and I'll leave this world loving you. I'll leave this world loving man on earth. Baby, you're my wildest dream come true. And I'll leave this world loving you. I'll leave this world loving you. I remembered it. Thank you for the request, Christina. Y'all, Philip's never even played that song before, and y'all hear how good he is. He just jumped right in there.
I don't want to be quiet.
Anybody else got any comments or questions? Come on, I know you got something. Insults? How about that? How about jokes? I need some new jokes. My wife's tired of all the ones I've been using. I keep telling her it's a new crowd every night. They haven't heard the jokes. Well, she's heard them a bunch of times. So, well, I'll tell you what, either way, I'm going to do a couple more for you, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. And again, hey, please, anybody who's enjoying what you're hearing, feel free to share this show on your page. I'd really appreciate that, because the more people that hear it and see it, the better. We're independent artists. We're out there, Go pounding a beat. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm blessed to do this for a living. And the reason that I get to do it is people like you guys that pay for tickets, that come to the shows. You buy CDs, you buy T-shirts, and you keep us alive, and we appreciate what you do. And thanks so much to RFD TV and for what you guys are doing, because you give people an alternative. That's what folks need, is an alternative. Because if it was just well, anyway, I won't go there. But, in my neck of the woods, people like real country music. They like traditional country music, and, nothing wrong with the new stuff that they're doing out there. You just, there needs to be room for everything, and I think you folks that are tuning in here agree with what I'm saying right now. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to do a couple more for you. This song, I will tell you a little story. It's a pretty cool story. This song is one that I wrote a few years ago, and I do a lot of writing by myself, outside of a lot of really great favorites that I've written with this guy here. I've written a lot of songs by myself, and I've always admired the singer-songwriters out there that have done that and are capable of doing it. And luckily, I'm still able to do it after all this time, but it's an acquired taste. Not everybody's into it, but a few years back, I wrote this song, and at the time, I didn't have a record deal, didn't have much going on at all, and we were touring some, mostly in Europe. I've been lucky enough to have some success over there, so we go over and play quite a bit. But this song was a #1 for me on the chart over in the UK. And also, a guy by the name of John Marks that was running Sirius XM, the Hideaway, heard it, and he thought it was a hit, and so he decided to blow it up on his station. Now, what folks don't know is that I had made a little record for really cheap, next to nothing, with my friend Dave Brainerd, who pretty much just did it, on speculation. I didn't pay him to do it, but, and he's gone on to do some great stuff. He's been nominated for a Grammy with Brandy, so Dave's a talented guy. But we did this, and John put it out there, and the song, with no promo dollar spent or anything like that, ended up selling. I think we're in the neighborhood of maybe close to 500,000 downloads on iTunes. So it's a pretty big deal for an independent artist, and so I want to thank everybody out there for anybody who downloaded this song, and anybody who talked junk about this song to a friend of yours and made them interested in it, so they went and downloaded it. But this song kind of made me the pickup line guy, and a lot of times we'll do a show, and somebody will come up to me. It never fails. They've got the latest and greatest pickup line. And if anybody knows a good one, by the way, if you comment on the video later on, please leave me a good one, because like I said, Stacy says I need some new jokes. But anyway, so this guy was telling me the other night, he said, man, I was at a bar, and he said, this lady I was talking to, I felt like I was getting somewhere with her, and after a little bit, she says, man, I'm sorry, but I got a boyfriend. He said, well, I got a big math test tomorrow. And she said, what the heck's that got to do with anything? He said, well, I thought we were talking about stuff we were going to cheat on. Family show, y'all, I'm sorry. I tend to find a line and jump right over it. But some of y'all might know this one. Sing along to your computer or your smartphone now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was out at the Long Branch and I was talking to this girl. Every hound dog in the joint was sniffing around her. I was playing it slow and cool, being the gentleman, you know I am. And then this Guido with long black slick back hair, he walked up to her like I wasn't even standing there. He cocked his eyebrow and looked her up and down, and he said, baby, how do you get in those jeans? Mercy, you looking fine. How do you get in those jeans, baby? Tell me, how do I? Well, she looked at him and smiled and said, I thought you'd never ask. He looked at me and said, that's how it's done, son, just like that. Well, I wanted to be mad at him, but to tell you the truth, hell, I was really kind of impressed. He said, you might get slapped 9 times out of 10, but there's always one that wants a no BS kind of man. So I walked up to the next girl I saw that wasn't wearing a dress, and y'all know what I said. How do you get in those jeans? Mercy, you looking fine. How do you get in those jeans, baby? Tell me, how do I sure did, Pimo. Later in a hospital bed, a half-pound of gauze wrapped around my sore head. Some of my teeth were gone and I was drinking mashed taters through a straw. It turns out the girl I propositioned had a man with a chip on his shoulder and a blunt object in his hand, who proceeded to express his disapproval of the lines that I crossed. They told me I could leave, so I put my clothes back on. I stumbled past the waiting room, just minding my own. Then this overnourished night nurse from out of nowhere comes up to me and she says, excuse me, Ray, but how do you get in those jeans? Mercy, you looking fine. Yes, you are. How do you get in those jeans, baby? Tell me, how do I? Well, I did need a ride home after all. Don't judge me. Oh yeah, this is the kind of stuff that comes from my brain at midnight on Saturday when I'm at home with nothing else to do. We're going to leave you with this one. Once again, thank you for watching RFD TV and the Cowboy Channel. Thank y'all for tuning in today. And please join these folks when they do the live music Mondays. This has been a fun time for me. And we appreciate it. You know, like I tell my mama all the time, thanks for having me. This is a song that was my first single out. We had a top 40 with this, and this was a very polarizing song. It basically started my career with radio and ended it all at once. Some of y'all will remember this one as well, and you can yell out the last line of this song at home where nobody's hearing you. You won't get in trouble, I promise. Thank you one more time, Pimo, for joining me.
Good, man. Have
Good
fun.
to see you, man. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I met this girl I swore was close to perfect. I could see the ring, the dress, and the whole 9 yards. I had a country station on, and she reached and turned it. Said she couldn't stand the way Pimo plays guitar. We hit the town to catch that early movie, and old Chris Christopherson played the lead role. I said, that's my man. She said, who's he? I jumped up and said, girl, we got to go. She don't like to play my kind of music. She's never heard a Waylon Jennings song. Oh, but she can't get enough of something, something. So there ain't no way in hell we'll get along. I messed up, it's live TV.
That ain't live, is it?
Well, she told me she thinks country music's hokey.
You can't dance to it. No,
All the songs are sad. The cockmobber said, "You must be joking, woman. There ain't no excuse for him to taste that bad." Ain't that right? Then I asked her if she'd heard Alan Jackson. And she said, "Didn't he sing that song called Where Were You?" Well, I said, "Yeah, but girl, that man's a living legend." And she said, "Really? I thought he was new." Oh, she don't like to play my kind of music. She's never heard of David Allen Coe. Oh, but she can't get enough of Justin Bieber. And I'm thinking, Lord, that's all I need to know. I bid that girl an overdue farewell. And without a goodnight kiss, I jumped back in my truck. I turned on some RFD TV and cranked it loud as hell. Oh, she don't like to play my kind of music. She don't know Sunday morning coming down. She can't see what's so cool about he stopped loving her today. Her angel flying too close to the ground. She told me that she sort of likes the Eagles, but she couldn't name one hit by Johnny Cash. No, she don't like to play my kind of music, y'all. So I had to tell that girl to kiss my... You said it. I didn't say it. Thank y'all very much.